Hey, hello, Renaissance family. Welcome back to Justin's Renaissance Happy Hour. If you found us on Facebook or YouTube, we'd like to welcome you to this unbelievable network of educators who are on fire that transform their climate and culture in their schools every day. Hey, feel free to chat any questions you might have. We already got Mark Brown on. Hey, Mark, what's up, buddy? It's always good to hear about Mark Brown, isn't it, PC?
That's my guy, man. First year as a principal, and just rocking and rolling and crushing it, man. Just one of the best dudes on the planet. So what's up, Mark? Great to see you, man.
I thought I was the best dude on the planet.
I said one of.
Okay, all right. Thanks. So once again, feel free to chat any questions you might have. Also share this with your fellow educators. This will be recorded, be available on Facebook and on jostinsrenaissance.com. By the way, I'm John Rowe, lifelong educator, member of the Jostins Renaissance education team. I'm a Renaissance and a Schoolmark consultant. My guy over on the side there is PC. So, hey, what do you got going tonight? What's happening?
Hey, Lions game tonight, right? As we were talking earlier, I said, who scheduled this thing when the Lions are on Monday Night Football, right? So that's okay. We'll get to catch most of the game. But yeah, representing my guy Jack Campbell, Iowa Hawkeye.
There you go.
And yeah, excited to watch the Lions play tonight, man.
Yeah, I'm from Michigan, diehard, lifelong Lions fan. So we're excited. But here's the thing. We both love our guests so much, we're willing to delay Monday Night Football. It's a huge game. But would you agree with that?
This is very true. She's more than worth it. Absolutely. It's going to be great. I'm super excited.
So anyway, our guest, let's talk about our guest. She's Jostins Renaissance Educator of the Year in 2025, principal of Oakbrook Middle School in South Carolina. You know her, you love her, the fabulous Bentli Lewis. We're going to welcome Bentli Lewis. Whoa, there she is.
What's up, Renaissance Nation?
What's up, Bentli? How you doing?
Doing good. Thank y'all for sacrificing Monday Night Football for me. What an honor that I will carry with me for the rest of my life.
How's everything going?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's going great. It's a Monday. We love Mondays, and it's awesome.
There you go. And Bentli School, Oakbrook Middle School, is just outside of Charleston, South Carolina. If you've never been to Charleston, beautiful city. The seafood there is out of this world. It is so good. One of our favorite places to go. And Bentli, you're going to share a little bit of your story, but just the work that you've done there and your staff and your students have bought in, and just the transformation that you guys have made there is just unbelievable. Talk about the experience that you've had so far at Oakbrook Middle School.
Yeah, I mean, and the biggest thing that I can say is that work like this is never done single-handedly. I mean, that's like the one thing that I want people to know is that my name might be on the letterhead. I might be the principal. I might have spearheaded and cast this vision, but it would never be possible without the buy-in of so many faculty and then our students as well. And so whenever I got to Oakbrook, it just kind of felt lost. I met with staff, and there were very few good things that were shared. And so many just areas of need or concern or some things that they just wanted to see changed. And so from that point on, I was just like, if it's going to happen, it's got to be something that I believe in. And there were plenty of times that first year that I thought to myself, like, man, I don't know if this school can be saved. Like, there were times that I was like, I don't know if we can turn it around. But the one thing that I knew we needed and that could help was if we could transform the school's climate and culture. But I say all the time that, man, like school culture, school climate, that is the hardest war to win in education. And you need every type of person in your army to win that. And so the first thing I just knew was that I needed to get people to the Jostins Renaissance Conference. That is where I kind of like felt in love or felt aligned with my passion for school climate and culture and my heart for people. And I was like, man, if I could just get people there to see what I see in a school and to know what I know can be done, maybe this mission won't seem as impossible. And so we came, the team that I took were like, yes, we want to do this. And we've just been growing that team every year. And we've just had, I'll just be honest, I mean, we've just been very, very blessed. We have amazing data points. I think that's something that we hear a lot in education is, well, what does the data say? What does the data show? And I have every data point I need to show that climate and culture is what drives student success, and that Jostins Renaissance strategies help do that. So we have taken our teacher retention to 93%. We have decreased student discipline by over 53%. Every year since I've been at Oakbrook, we have been fully staffed. I mean, that alone is like a feat in education to like not have any vacancies. And then we went of the middle schools in our district last year. So just in 3 years, we were rated the highest middle school on our state report card rating when we were second to last years prior. So it's just been an amazing transformation. Like I said, I could talk numbers all day, but just the love and the heart that I see the staff in my building have for the service of education and for kids, and then how our kids respond to us, like that's the winner in it all.
Bentli, you mentioned that building climate and culture is the hardest thing to do. Why do you think that is?
It's the hardest thing because you're never gonna please everybody, and you're never gonna change everybody's mind, and that's okay. But what I tell my staff is that this is our vision, my vision, but it's our vision. You know, like I can't live it out by myself. This is what we do here, and if this is not what you align yourself with, or if this does not matter to you, if you don't find value in this, that is okay. It really is. But then my school is not the place for you. And you need to find a school that aligns with what you believe and what you value as an educator. And I've had people be like, Bentli, like that's really harsh. I'm like, it is a harsh truth, but it is for the betterment of everybody, because I wake up and I love what I get to do. Even on the day where I get cussed out by a parent, or, you know, everybody tells me what they think I should be doing in my role or the decisions I should be making. That's great. But I wake up and I love coming to my school every day, and I love the impact that I get to have every day. And if you don't love that at Oakbrook Middle School, that's okay. Then Oakbrook Middle School is not for you. But there is a school out there that is aligned with what you believe and what you value as an educator. And that's not a harsh truth. That is a truth, like truly rooted in love and care for adults. I want you to be happy. I want you to show up to work every day and feel like you have a purpose. I always compare us to a cruise ship. You have a captain, you have someone who works, you know, maintenance on the deck. They keep the cruise clean. You have people who are the activities crew by the pool. You got somebody that's got to cook the food and the drinks, all of the above. But you also have people constantly behind the scenes walking around and just drilling holes in your boat. And I just say, like, if all you're here to do is drill holes in my boat, then get off of my boat and go sink someone else's, because you're not going to sink mine without me acknowledging it. And so that's just, I mean, that is why culture is the hardest, is because you're dealing with people, and we're not always going to see eye to eye, and we're not always going to agree. I think that's one of the beautiful things about working in education is the melting pot and the diversity of people and beliefs and philosophies. But you've got to work in schools where you believe in the vision of that school. And if you don't, then find the school that best fits you.
I love that.
I'll be honest, we need teachers more than they need us. So you, like, right now you can like NFL draft your schools of where you want to work. I mean, I'm willing to like donate organs, gas cards, what you need. Because really, like, we need them more than they need us.
So are you the cruise director? Or are you the person that's like leading the dancing and the fun stuff? Which one are you on the cruise?
Always calling the team to a dance party.
I love it.
With queso.
Yeah. You know, I had an incredible opportunity to sit with your team at the conference when that night you won the Educator of the Year. It was an incredible night. And there was such.
I apologize.
No, it was awesome to meet. Your team was so on fire. There's such respect and love for you at that table. It was so cool. So how did you get that team there? How did you find those people, and how did you build that team?
You know, the crazy thing about, you know, the team, I had 14 people, 13 with me this summer. Some of them were the very first people that I brought to a Jocelyn's Renaissance Conference 4 years ago. And some of them this summer, that was their first time ever coming. And, you know, I'm very calculated about conference, and I'm really looking for people who have untapped potential. Like, who is somebody that brings something to the table? Maybe they don't know what it is. They don't know how to expand it out into our school. I want them there. I want them, because conference for us is not just, hey, go to sessions and go home. We do a lot of, I say, vision casting. We do a lot of dreaming. Conference for us is honestly it's a very emotional experience where I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to make you a little uncomfortable, and I want you to kind of put your heart and your mind on the table for us. What is it? I mean, everybody went into education for something, and it usually is a really powerful reason. And so we use conference to kind of share more about ourselves and what we value and what we want to see happen on our campus. But we also take the time to invite some people who we think, man, they really need this. They need to hear these stories. They need to hear these informations. They need to interact. They need their fire reignited, or they need to be reminded why they went into education in the first place. Or I hate to say, maybe they're just stuck in that naysayer mentality, and that is 4 days that you are stuck with me and some other really positive people, and you can either get on board or, like I said, go find another place. But it's really, really hard to fight against when you're there. You know what I mean? Like you can poke holes in whatever you want to poke in every school, but when you get to conference and when you get around like-minded educators who are maybe seeking the same affirmations, who are wanting to talk strategy and innovation resources, or who just want to be around other people who care about making students and schools feel seen, valued. It's really, really hard to push against that. It's really, really hard to rebel. So sometimes just getting there is an easy way to get them on your team. There's power in numbers always.
That's awesome.
And Bentli, two of the people that I'm super grateful that came this summer were Marlon and Kim. They both performed in the band on the fiddle and on the trumpet and just absolutely crushed it. But it was just so cool just to be around them and get to know them and just see their passion, see their energy and their admiration, not only for you, but how proud they are to be a member of the staff there at Oakbrook Middle School. And that's something that you don't see everywhere that you go. And again, like that's a testament to your leadership and what you've built there. And when we're talking about leadership, I would love to hear from you. Who were some of the people that influenced you from a leadership perspective? What were some of the experiences maybe that formed you as the leader that you are today?
So, it's kind of twofold. As a teacher, I had some assistant administrators, assistant principals that as I was teaching and then decided to pursue administration, I was like, they have these qualities that I really want to remember and align myself when I become an administrator. But then there were definitely others that I was kind of pushed the other way of like, okay, Bentli, if you ever become an administrator or building leader, do not be like that. But probably the first, like most positive influence, I did my graduate degree. He was one of my professors. It was Dr. Jim Spencer. He's in the Renaissance Hall of Fame. And I really, really loved learning from him as a graduate professor. He really challenged my thinking. And then he gave me the opportunity to come and open a school with him. So it was brand new. Not many people get to say like they were on a team that opened a school, like ground up. It was built from concrete, cinder blocks, whatever. But that day one, everything was kind of grounded in the R's of Renaissance. And so before that, I had never really gotten to work under somebody who was a Renaissance educator. I was a Renaissance advisor as a teacher. And man, I was just winging it, making it up as we go along. Guys, make some posters and say, go get, like we were a poster making machine. But working for Dr. Spencer really taught me how Renaissance is so much more than just spirit days and school activities. Like it really is grounded in this deeper thinking of how we teach and how we guide and how we build relationships and the types of conversations that we have. It's so much more than activities. And so when I was given the opportunity to be an assistant principal, I really wrestled because I was like, I've only been with Dr. Spencer for a year and I'm still learning, but I really wanted to pursue this opportunity for my career. And I think sometimes, everything just works out because at the end of my first year as an assistant principal, my principal at the time Kenny Farrell, our district was sending secondary principals and one assistant principal to the Jostens conference. And he just called me to his office one day and he's like, hey, didn't you mention this like Jostens stuff in your interview? I was like, yes, I did. I'm so glad you remembered. He's like, yeah, we got to go. They're making principals go to the conference this year and we have to take someone. Like, do you want to go? I was like, yes, I do. And please don't take anybody else. And when we got there, I mean, he really did. He said, he's like, just tell me, I don't care. Just tell me which session to go. I'll just go wherever you tell me to. So I felt like this immense amount of pressure, like, oh gosh, what if I send him to a session that's really, really bad? And so I was like, you know what, you're going to go hear Steve Bowler. You know, you can't go to a Stand Tall Steve session and not leave feeling some type of way. And my principal, we met up after I went to my session. He went to his. We did not go to the same one. And I found him in the lobby. And for this like 6'4" former college football player, he's like, all right, where are we going next? Where are we going next? Does he have another session? All right, let's go. And the whole conference was just, it was not me. Like he was like, this is what our school needs. This is what we're missing in education. And so honestly, when I talk about his influence, yes, I knew about Jostens Renaissance before him. But when we got back from that conference, he gave me full autonomy and ownership to we had a leadership class already. It just wasn't a Renaissance leadership class. It was, it was already built into our school, but he was like, just make this happen. I don't care what it takes. And we did a first day of school Ren rally. Our whole entire administrative team danced in front of the student body. And so when I think about someone who influenced me, I think about Mr. Farrell and just his belief in me and his trust in me, that I had these ideas. I had this vision for even Somerville High School at that time, and just the autonomy to make it happen with his support. And so that's kind of sometimes all you can ask for is somebody who is seeking to make a change in your school, is the support of your building leader. And so after that, I just knew, like, whenever I get my own school, I'm going to make sure that my staff have the support and the autonomy and the belief from me to accomplish whatever they think our school needs. And so those were kind of all kinds of different ones, but definitely Mr. Farrell, my principal at Somerville High School, really, I would say he shaped me into the principal that I am today.
You talked about the Ren rally. Give us some ideas of what are a couple other things you did that first year when you got fired up, and you actually, the first Renaissance thing you did in your building was a rally on day one. On day one,
go big or go home. Why not?
I love it. What else did you do?
So that we started that year, we started room service. We made teachers these laminated, like you would see in a hotel room, but it was our school colors. We made these laminated cards that our Renaissance, our leadership kids, like they printed, they laminated, they cut them out, and every teacher got one. And we did room service once a month from the administrative team to our teachers. And on that card, it had their name, and they could indicate whenever it was room service day what they wanted. So we knew when we pulled up to PC's classroom, I need to go ahead and grab this and this. And as the year went on, we realized we have a culinary program here on our campus. So instead of just doing candy bars and sodas, maybe we can partner with our culinary students, and now they get to be a part of it. And so after that first year and into my next few years at Somerville, I mean, we started doing churros, hot pretzels with a cheese dip or an icing. We did lumpia. That's one of my favorite stories, because Mr. Farrell was like, lumpia? Who does lumpia for room service? And I was like, I mean, we're just trying new things. And then he ate some and he was like, I want lumpia on the room service menu every school year now. I'm like, oh, do you? Okay. But that was just a cool way that our culinary students, even though they weren't directly in the leadership class, they got autonomy over preparing. And so then we got to showcase and advertise our culinary program. Now and it kind of made it a little bit, cheaper, if you will, because we're supporting the culinary program and we're just buying the materials for the culinary program.
Right.
We still do room service at Oakbrook Middle School now. We usually call it anything off the trolley, dears, a little Harry Potter reference. And that's my favorite thing, is to come screaming down the hallway, anything off the trolley, dears, in our best Harry Potter voices. And so we do, just any type of snacks, drinks. We'll do throwbacks like fruit roll-ups, gushers, anything that you maybe like had from your childhood. We'll do little Debbie days. Like if it's one of the seasonals, we'll go and buy any type of little Debbie at Christmas time, at Halloween time, at Valentine's, load them down on the cart. So we did room service at Somerville. We did a lot of hallway competitions. So wintertime, we would always do a deck the halls competition. I don't know what it is about educators, but they're just overly competitive at all times. And we did prizes as well. I mean, $10, $15 Amazon gift cards go a long way. Jeans days go a long way. A Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich goes a long way. And those things yes, they cost money, but they are like cost efficient. And I mean, that first year that we did deck the halls, it looked like Santa's elves like threw up in our school. And we were also like, gosh, I hope the fire marshal does not show up, because we are 100% in violation. And so what else? We did a turkey hunt, and we played into this big storyline of the turkeys were evading Thanksgiving, and they had decided to take shelter in Somerville High School. And we needed everybody's help with ridding our school of these pesky birds. And so open season was starting, and we needed, everybody to participate in open season. No turkeys were harmed in the making of this event. And so the turkeys were just hidden all around school. I mean, and when I say hidden, like taped to like a piece of copy paper in the copy machine. So, you're going to find the turkey if the copier jams, or if you maybe get the printed copy with the turkey on it. And if you found a turkey, you got a catered lunch from Moe's. And then there were like 3 or 4 golden turkeys, and we bought actual turkeys for those people to take home. And the pictures that we got of people wore camo to school that day. We didn't tell them to wear camo, but they, it's stuff like that becomes contagious, where people start buying in. And so now I do the turkey hunt at my school. There was another high school in our district that was like, hey, will you send me your turkey hunt script? Absolutely. Like for me, it's not stealing. Like, why reinvent the wheel? If somebody's got a good idea, I'm like, here, take it, or gimme, so I can make it fit my school. So those are just a few simple things that we did back in 2018, 2019 at Somerville High School that now exist in so many of our schools here in DD2, and definitely in my school still.
And Bentley, one of the other things that you guys do now at Oakbrook Middle School that I absolutely love, and I share it every day that I speak in my idea session, is your international night, where like you have the opportunity for all the different cultures. Talk about that, because it's such an amazing night, an amazing event, and just a community building event as well.
Yeah. And truly what I love about that is that was an idea of our students. We are a very diverse school, so many different countries and ethnicities represented. And our students just asked their teachers, hey, what if could we do something where our families could come and talk about, the country that we're from? And so our social studies department chair and social studies teacher, her name is Miss Cackley, our department chair. And then our ML teacher, so in South Carolina, multi-language learners, they created this whole night where any student, any staff member that wanted to create a table and a display that just taught about, their home country, their home culture, they could. And so it just blew up. I mean, families, I'm rolling deep. We're talking 10, 15 people. They're cooking food. They are in their country's garb, really representing like, this is what it looks like in our home country. Last year, we had students choreograph and put together various dances that you would see. Like if you went to their country and you went to a festival or an event in their country, this is the type of performance you would see. And it's really just such an amazing night, where for us, our goal in supporting our students' vision is just to raise awareness of, man, we serve a community that comes from so many different backgrounds, so many different ethnicities, so many different cultures, but we are all here for the same purpose. And I think even just making this awareness of that we're all different and there's nothing wrong with that, but let's take the time to learn about one another. Because I know I learn something new about my students and their cultures all the time. And just further sensing that connection that we want with our students, but not just teacher to student, but our staff to our community. I want our community to know that we value their differences, we value their backgrounds, and that can become an integral part of the success of our school. And so it's every year in January, and we are already planning this year's, and it is an event that our students get so excited about, because they get to bring in their family members, and it really is just a beautiful night.
How long at Oakbrook did it take for Renaissance, for people to really get it, to really make an impact? How long did it take?
I would say 3 years. My first year there, we took, I guess it was 6 of us that went to conference, and at the end of that first year, 2 of those staff members were no longer at Oakbrook the following year. And so, it was like, okay, my team of 6 went down to a team of 4. And so the next year, just taking more people and different people and just trying to extend the branches of the trees. But last year, year 3, was the first time that I could just show up at school and I was at peace. It's a weird thing to say, but I was like, man, I'm not doing this alone. And when I'm not here, or when I don't have an idea, or there are 13 other people who are like, hey, can we do this? And the biggest thing I've learned to be is I try to be the yes man as much as I can. I might ask a lot of questions before I get to the yes. But the best thing I can do when one of my teachers or one of my staff comes to me with an idea, the best thing I can do is say yes. If the campus is safe, it don't break the bank, and it's for the good, why say no? We still value instructional time. That is probably always the forethought, is how does this impact instructional time? Because we really don't try to interrupt our teachers when they are providing instruction, because that is important. And so if it's an idea that we can accomplish during lunches, before school, or kind of embed it in the day, I'm here for it. And I think a lot of times, at least with building leaders, is sometimes we're afraid to say yes, or we've never done that before, or nobody's going to like that, or that it's not worth it. But what's worth it sometimes is just saying yes to an idea of somebody else that really goes further than most people believe. And so, I digress. Back to your question, John. I would say year 3 was the year that I was like, oh yeah, we're in it now. We got it going.
Bentli, I want to hear more about the instructional piece. And you talked earlier about your discipline rates have gone down significantly, right? And I'm a firm believer that as instruction goes up, discipline goes down. As relationships get better, discipline goes down. Specific to instruction, what are tips or strategies that you use that you would share with other people? How do you support your teachers instructionally?
We always hear the little saying, don't put something on their plate unless you're taking it off of their plate. And I kind of lead through the lens of, I'm not looking to put anything on their plate. I am trying to remove as many obstacles as they drive down the road as possible. And that's not easy, but we really do I hate to say we try to limit events, but we try to modify our schedule so that every teacher still gets to see every class of the day. If our teachers need something, we try, whether they're like, hey, I need additional copies of this novel, or can I get this novel in Spanish? Just meeting the basic instructional needs. I'm all for teachers creating, their Amazon wish list at the beginning of the year, but it really, really stinks that they have to do that. And so if there is anything that I can provide to meet a need in the classroom, I mean, that's what we're here for. But I think if you can think outside of the box of way that you can serve your staff, I mean, that is, I had a long conversation with Dr. Darren Pepper, shout out Dr. Pepper, about just servant leadership. And for me, like there's a lot of controversy over servant leadership, but for me, servant leadership is being in the trenches with your people. And so if there is ever a time, 2 years ago, something we said like was just, we need to give our teachers more time. We need to give our teachers more time. And so I had this wild idea. I just looked at my admin team and I said, guys, so for our school, our kids go to lunch. It's 42 minutes, 21 minutes are in the cafeteria, 21 minutes are at recess. And I said, guys, what if we had our teachers continue to do lunch duty, but what if we took their courtyard duty from them? Do we think we can do this? Can we come up with a schedule? Can we come up with our rotation so that our teachers don't have to supervise the courtyard during lunch? And my admin team said, we'll figure it out. And like, that is the heart posture and the mindset that you want in a team of, I don't know if we can do that, but let's try to figure it out. All it gives my teachers is 21 unencumbered minutes during their lunchtime. But the number of teachers who come up to me and say, hey, I know that this is a lot of work for y'all to cover all 3 grade levels courtyard, but that 21 minutes in the middle of my day means more to me than you know. That's what it's about. It's 21 minutes, which in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, it's only 21 minutes. But for us, for my team, it's 3 hours that we are out there supervising kids so that each of my teachers can get 21 minutes of just mental capacity. Oh, sorry, that's my dog, guys. His name's Ozzy. That's 21 minutes of, mental space that they can go and heat up their lunch and eat in peace. They can use the restroom. And so I just think, to answer your question, PC, is protecting instruction time is one. Thinking for them when it comes to like planning the logistics of your day or anytime there is an interruption to the day. But I think bigger than that, it's being willing to ask your teachers like, hey, how can I serve you? What is an obstacle in the road that I can remove so that you can focus on the one thing that you're here to do, and that is to love and teach our kids.
And just to clarify too, John, before you ask this next question, that's Ozzy after Ozzy Albies from the Atlanta Braves. And 130 be any confusion with like the Cardinals or anything, like go Braves.
There we go. Hey, the Braves just beat up on my Tigers. Come on, man.
Finally.
It's been a long year, John. Let's not talk. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay. All right. Hey, I just want to remind people to, if you have any questions for Bentli, we've got a ton of requests for your the turkey hunt script, and I think someone's keeping a track of that. I don't know. Have you seen that, Bentley? I hope someone's keeping track of that. You've had a ton of requests.
Yeah, it looks like Kim is on here, and she's taking care of all the email addresses. So,
right. If you have any, we got a few more minutes. If you have any questions for Bentli, Red Spring, he doesn't want to talk about the Braves. So
I have one more question for you, Bentli. Yeah. And you went through the school mark process with our good friend John Jensen. John, as we know, isn't very tech savvy. He has no idea how to log into Facebook. Otherwise, he might join us here tonight. But he's unavailable. But I would love to hear about that experience. And, his whole big thing is, what does it mean to be an Eagle? Talk about that process and the impact that it's made on your school.
Yeah. So I can't remember which conference it was. But honestly, I think it was like maybe the year y'all launched John Jensen. I know that sounds weird, but it was the first time I was like, I've never seen that guy. He's new. But I went to his session because I was at Oakbrook, and we didn't have an identity. We were the Oakbrook Middle School Eagles, and really nobody knew what that meant. And so I went to John Jensen's session, kind of listened to his process, which is so interesting and unique. And I left there thinking, okay, let me try some of the things that he says he does. And he's talking about all this research that he does into your your mascot or whatnot. So I went into this deep dive on eagles and felt like this like natural, like, what is an eagle? What do eagles do? Where do they live? What do they eat? And I learned a lot of things. I really did. I learned a lot of things about eagles that I now share at the first faculty meeting of the year when teachers come back from summer. Like I always share these key characteristics. I call them my youngster teachers, but even this year he was like, and now we're hearing from our natural habitat of eagles, like making fun of me. But all that to say is through that, some things that I learned about eagles were that when a storm comes, most animals, they seek shelter. But an eagle doesn't. It actually flies as high as possible to get above the storm. And that just really resonated with me in a way that I was like, man, like this is our school right now. We are stuck in a storm and we don't really know where to go. And what we need to do is we need to go above. We need to get above this storm. And so honestly, at the conference, sitting on a hotel floor, we came up with above the rest. And I was like, we'll see how it goes. And we've tied it into everything. And we talk about it at our first day of school Renaissance rallies. We talk about it at faculty meetings. It's the closing of my morning announcements every morning. Students, you are in control of your decisions. You're also in control of your attitude and your actions, because here at OMS, we are above the rest. And it was so cool last year at one of our rallies. It was our whole school rally. And I just said, guys, there's one thing that I want you to know, and it's here at OMS. I didn't ask for them to join in with me, but the whole student body just screamed, above the rest. And it's just become our mantra. Like we've painted it in the hallways. This year at 8th grade lunch one day, they left a lot of trash. And so I was like, man, 8th grade, why are y'all leaving trash out here? I was so frustrated. And 2 of our football players just walked up and they said, we got it, Miss Lewis, because we're above the rest.
Oh, I love it.
And so it's, whether they're making fun of it, but they are exemplifying what it means. And we talk about how you can be above the rest in your grades, in your attendance, in your discipline, but you can also be above the rest in your character, in your integrity, in your compassion. So it covers so much more. And so kind of even talking with John through it, to even make it more actionable, like talking about just like be above. So if we're challenging our kids, like, hey, what do I need you to do? I need you to be above. And what do I need you to be above? I need you to be above the rest. And so we use that in our competitive nature of, hey guys, when I'm looking at data compared to other schools, y'all better be above the rest. When I talk to my administrative team, I expect your discipline to be processed in 48 hours. I expect you to respond to teacher emails, because I expect you to be above the rest. And so that has just become an identity that we all take ownership of, and we try to exemplify and live out each day.
If you allow me, I got to give a shout out. Tammy Grant from Washougal out in Washington is on this call. 2 hours ago, I got pictures. I did a school mark project with them, and they just got some really cool graphics. They did the identity thing, and they came up with the identity of We Show Up, which is what they do at Washougal. That's what it means to be a Panther at Washougal High School. And they're not only got it on the walls, but they live it day in and day out. And I'm so proud of them. And the pictures looked amazing. 2 hours ago, I just saw it. So I'm so excited about that. So anyway, shout out to Washougal.
It does look awesome, John. I saw it on social media too at Washougal, and those pictures look amazing. It's so cool.
It is so fun. I love that, man. It's so great. Hey, we got to wrap this up, Bentley. PC's got to see his Lions,
Well, I was going to ask you some questions, just personal questions. Put you on a pop quiz right here.
Oh, I love that.
You cool with that?
Okay.
You ready to go? All right, let's start out. How about your favorite movie?
The Holiday.
Okay. How about favorite TV show?
Grey's Anatomy.
Wow.
Favorite musician? Favorite musician or band?
Don't judge me. I'm not like a big music gal. I don't really care.
But they have dance parties every Friday.
Yeah, but not to a specific artist. You just gotta feel it. You just gotta feel it. Doesn't matter who it is or what the song is. But I'm not a big music person.
Okay.
Let me share, and I am a big music person, but this will age me. Yesterday was the 21st of September. Earth, Wind, and Fire, all the way. I mean, back from the 70s when I was
about, John, but okay.
I loved it. Yeah.
How about favorite vacation destination?
Oh.
You know, I don't have like a place that we go consistently, but if I had to pick my favorite destination that we have gone, was Montana. And it was very much so like Yellowstone TV series, like trying to channel Beth Dutton in all the good ways, not the crazy ways. I was her for Halloween one year.
I believe that.
That's awesome.
I'm offensive, John.
No, about, fire. You got some fire like she does. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. How about your favorite sports team?
Oh, well, the Clemson Tigers. Go Tigers.
Oh.
But don't judge me.
I haven't posted it yet, but it's coming out at some point this week. There's like a meme or something that has a picture of Dabo and of Belichick, and it says that the game will be played on Saturday at 10 a.m. on the Cartoon Network.
It's so funny, BC.
I'm sorry, Bentley. I'm sorry.
So it's hilarious.
And then last question, Bentley, your favorite happy hour host?
John.
Yes. That's a great answer. Great answer. All right. Bentley, we can't thank you enough for being here. You are amazing. We could talk to you all night. I love the work you're doing, the difference you're making for kids and staff. You are just an amazing human, an amazing administrator, amazing educator. We're so thrilled to have you. Hey, if you want to share this, if you're listening, you know, we've had 40, 50 people watching, but share this. People need to hear Bentli. Share the video. It's on the website. It's on Facebook. So we will see you again October 13th. We have another fiery educator, Melissa Wright from the True North.
Melissa.
We can't wait to have her. We've not been able to have her on a happy hour. We've been working on it. Talking about recognition for students and faculty. PC, you want to mention anything about the conference coming up? We're doing that again.
Yeah,
we're doing it again.
JRGC next summer, June the 14th to the 16th in Orlando. Registration opens in February. We are super stoked on our team about all the things that are going on with that. We're getting close to locking in keynote speakers and all those good things. So make sure you're making plans to join us in Orlando next summer.
All right. Thank you. We will see you in October. Have a great week. Thank you. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Go Lions. Go Lions.